risotto in the kitchen with Pim. Apologies for the noise, but I'm making Steve's dinner and I'm going to show you what I'm having tonight. Now, I'm trying to do a little selection of recipes that you can cook in your microwave. And today, I'm hoping, and I've got my fingers crossed, that I can make a microwave risotto. Sorry, brain went dead. Risotto. So, it's going to be a meat-free Monday risotto. So, it is a butternut squash and sage risotto. So, first off, I'm going to start as I would with a risotto if it was on the hob. And I'm going to put a little bit of butter into my glass dish into my dish that's going into the microwave, and I'm just going to melt that butter. Once the butter is melted, I will add the arborio rice, and the arborio rice, it's more like a pudding rice, and it leaches out its starches, and that's why you have to cook it, you know, slow, quick, stir, so that's why. So there's my arborio rice. I've got 75 grams of arborio rice. I've got quite a bit of butternut squash here. I've got about a quarter of a butternut squash. I've also got a handful, not quite, of chopped fresh sage, and then I've got some sage leaves here that I am going to crisp up. I've also got some Parmesan cheese, and I will have some vegetable stock. So let's see what this looks like. Right, yep, that's melting. That's melting quite nicely actually. So I'm going to go in with the arborio rice. Give my risotto rice a stir so that everything, all the rice gets coated in that lovely butter, and I'm using the French butter that I buy in Costco. So this is going to go back in for about 4 minutes. There we go, we'll be back. Right, I've given the rice about 3 minutes in the butter, and I've given it a couple of stirs. So I'm going to stir once again, and I'm going to pour in some of the vegetable stock, and I've made up about 400ml of vegetable stock, and this is going to go in just as it is now. I will cover it, but it's going to go in for 10 minutes. Cover it up. Need to make a little hole so that we can let some of the steam vent out, and there we go. I'll do two. Did they go? One did, one didn't. There you go. Right, that's going to go back in now for 10 minutes. Right, and now there is nothing else I can do until that has had its 10 minutes. So we shall be back then. Right, we're about halfway through the 10 minutes, so I'm going to give the bowl a little bit of a agitation, a little bit of a shake, just so that, in fact, I think what I'm going to do is give it a stir. Oh, yeah, definitely needed to give it a stir. Right. Okay, recover and back in for the remaining 10 minutes. For remaining 5 minutes. Right, time is up. I nearly said almost up, but it's up. Let's get it out. Let's give it a stir. did add some more stock because it was drying up. So it's like any risotto, just keep an eye. But it's looking quite nice actually. I mean, the rice is, I'm not going to lie, it's nowhere near cooked. But now I need to add in my butternut squash. Stir that through so that it's going to get coated in the butter and the stock that's already in there. And then I'm going to add in some more stock. Right, and I've got some more if I need it, because, you know, I'm going to tell you now, you put it back in for 15 minutes. But it might need a little bit longer. It might need a little bit less. You may well need to top it up. But 15 minutes, in it goes. And we'll be back when that's up. Oops, I've started it, so I've got to stop it. I've got a parmesan rind there, and I'm just going to throw that in. I do this if I'm making a risotto on the hob, and I've got the rind, and I thought, well, why not? It helps add, obviously, the cheese, because I've been adding more parmesan, but it gives like an umami taste to the risotto. So, sorry about that. Forget my head if it wasn't screwed on, as my mum used to say. There we go, I'll be back. A few more seconds and we are cooked. I have checked it. It's still quite watery, stocky, so I took the cling film off so that it would evaporate out a bit. Let's have a look. Right, there it is. Yep, right, lovely. And now I need to add my parmesan, and I'm going to save some for the top of the risotto, and my sage, and stir it through and then leave it to settle down for, you know, a little minute, 2 minutes to 3 minutes, just so that these flavours will, oh, it smells like sage, beautiful. Right, so I'm going to leave that to one side, and meantime let's go on to our crispy sage leaves. And I've washed these sage leaves, dried them thoroughly, got some melted butter. Melted butter isn't essential, but I just think, well, it's flavour, isn't it? So let's add it. And I've got them on a piece of kitchen towel that I have folded into 3, and I'm just brushing them with the melted butter. And then they too will go into the microwave for a minute and a half. And I've roasted some fine tomatoes as well in the Ninja Mega Zone, so that got a bit more colour on the plate, because what's the saying? We do eat with our eyes, don't we? Although it is the taste that counts. Right, so you put these on your, I nearly said cling film, kitchen towel, making sure that they're not overlapping, and then they go into your microwave in 30-second bursts. Right, that's it. Next time you see all of this, it's going to be dished up on my plate, and I'll be right then. Crispy sage leaves ready. So I'm just going to pop those on top and just show you, this is what the parmesan rind looks like now. It's nice and soft, so I know it will have imparted plenty of flavour. And I wonder if you can hear. I'll come a bit closer. Crispy sage leaves. No butter spitting at you in the pan, and as I say, you don't even need to do the buttering of them. You can just cook them as they are. Going to finish with the last of the parmesan. Oh, this looks really nice. Is it easier than doing it on the hob? That answer is no, it's not. But if for any reason your hob is out of action, then you know you can make a risotto in your microwave. So let's just take a final look before I taste. There we are. A delicious butternut squash and sage risotto with roasted vine tomatoes that were seasoned with salt, pepper and garlic, and some parmesan biscuits which are a little bit brown, but we need to taste. Right then, let's have a taste. So we'll get a... And the thing is with this, I've got some lumps of butternut squash and some that's actually gone in, you know, mashed down and gone into the risotto. So that's what's given it its beautiful colour. Didn't add salt because cheese, especially parmesan, it's quite salty. Didn't add pepper because I thought, well, I can add it afterwards, and actually it doesn't need it. Do you know what? I think if anything, it's actually creamier than when I do it on the hob. So let's try one of these crispy sage leaves. Love it. A delicious meat-free Monday dinner made in, well, 10, 15, 25 minutes in your microwave. But as I say, I've also got a recipe for on the hob, but I'm going to go and eat this because it's quite late now and I'm feeling quite hungry. So thank you for watching this edition of In the Kitchen with Pen. The usual: like, comment, subscribe, hype. Thanks for watching. See you again soon. Bye bye for now.